Shaylin, Gary. Disconnect to connect. Cell phone, email, computer. We all have them. Am I not right? All have them. Because in theory, we are more connected than we ever were before. Whether we're away from work, or away from home, we're in the car, we can answer the cell phone. We're more connected. But are we? Are we really more connected than we ever were before? Are children more connected? Our couples? And our families in general? When you think about children, how many times do you see kids sitting down and playing a video game? And those used to be saved for rainy days. When it was raining, of course, sit inside, play a video game, watch TV, watch a movie. But now, on a sunny day, they're not playing with their friend next to them. They're playing with somebody across the country. And yeah, they're connected. They're connected, they're making friends, they're talking to somebody, but they're talking through a headset. And they're not really connecting. They're not outside playing. They're not outside doing the things that we used to do. Like I was saying in my table topics, how different it is now from when I was a kid to what kids do nowadays. A little story, when we were going to Thanksgiving dinner this year, we passed, it's about 11:30 in the morning, and my husband and I passed these kids outside playing football, throwing a football back and forth, and this surprised us. Why should kids outside throwing a football surprise us? That's the norm. That's supposed to be the norm. Kids are supposed to be outside. They're supposed to be outside playing football. They're supposed to be outside building forts. They're not supposed to be inside playing video games, sitting on their cell phones, talking on computers. They're supposed to be interacting. When we were little, even if it was snowing outside, and it was wintertime, and it was cold, like February break like we just had, my sisters and I were outside building forts with our snowmobile. We'd be upset, and I could tell you all the different names of the forts that we still have. When we would go to friends' houses, and I thank my father for this every day, we would go, and sometimes we'd sit down, and we would sit down in front of the TV. And he'd walk in and he'd go, click. And I'm sure Carol can vouch for this, that we would go to my grandfather's house and we'd sit down with my cousins and we'd watch TV. And he would turn it off and he goes, go outside and play. Go do something, but go out. Go out. And I'm sure you've heard that term, go out. And even if it was raining, go play, go do something. And those are the memories I cherish. And I worry with my daughter that she's not gonna have those memories. If she's going to friends' houses and they're just sitting down and taking Facebook pictures. Those pictures, enjoying those times, but they're not enjoying the moment. And so it's important for children nowadays to disconnect, to connect with one another, to make those bonds, make those memories, because those are what I cherish. Couples. How many times do you go out to dinner and you see this? Yep. I'm guilty of it. I have done that. I have gone out with my husband and been on my cell phone. And maybe it was because I was posting, oh, Gary and I are at, the seashell eating dinner. Yeah, but I should be enjoying that moment with my husband. Not for the rest of the world to know about. It's important for couples, especially you're home. You're not on your computer constantly. You're not sitting down watching TV or watching a movie. You're interacting with each other, talking about your day, not going to bed and being on your cell phone and looking things up and doing things. You're talking about, well, what are your plans for the day? What are your plans for the week? Have things changed? It's important to communicate because couples disconnect from each other if they are distracted from all these other things that are happening. These things that are supposed to connect us, they're really disconnecting us. It's important for couples to be able to sit down and play cards together. How often do you sit down and you just play cards? Sit down and sit down and just talk. It's important, again, for couples to disconnect, to connect. And then families. Like I said in my table topics, how many families sit down and actually eat dinner together? Not many. When you go to a recital, for example, or you go to Disney, or you go to the Grand Canyon, oh, there's the iPad. Let me just take a video that I'm never going to watch, ever, but I'm going to videotape this right now. Does that not happen?
Yes.
But you're never going to get that atmosphere. You're not going to be able to breathe in the air of the Grand Canyon. Be able to take in that moment of your daughter's recital. That moment is so much better than what's on a 5x5 little screen, or what's on your cell phone when you're looking. It's important to be able to take in those memories, put those things away, and connect with one another. Connect with each other. Yes, take pictures. We were going through pictures this past weekend, and I loved remembering the times that we had with one another. But it's also important to take a couple times and put that away and enjoy that, remember that. Because those feelings, those are the feelings that I remember when I look at those pictures. Not necessarily what the picture looked like, what we were doing, but the feeling that I had. And that's important for families. It's important for families to sit down and eat dinner together. It's important for families when you go on vacation, when you do things together, put the iPads away, put the cell phones away, and talk. When you're in the car, put those headsets away. Let's all sing a song together. Sure will happen in my car at some point with my daughter. Enjoy the moments, because like I said before, disconnecting to connecting with one another is so much more important. Kids, couples, families, technology is just going to get Apple in 2025. It's going to get crazier and crazier, and there's going to be more technology that is going to disrupt our lives. So it's important for us to get back to the basics and disconnect